Black magic. I'm gonna fuck you up with some black magic. I'm just kidding. Let's see. Fuck, what am I talking about? Oh yeah, black magic. So anyways, more than just black magic, I'm gonna talk about being Luciferian and being Satanist. Now, what can I say about that? Luciferians do not have the same concept of good and evil that Christians do, or any religion that stems from pre-Christianity, even Wicca. There's a lot of Wiccan practices that have adopted the ideas and concepts and morals of good and evil that Christianity has. Now, with that said, I don't have the same concepts, and I have torn myself away from that idea and that concept that I grew up believing in. So like I said before in my previous videos, I did grow up in a really strict Jehovah's Witness household. And so a lot of those mentalities kind of stayed with me when I got a little older, and I have finally, after years of struggling, separated myself from that. What you might think to be evil or malignant may be something totally different in a totally different area of the world and a totally different culture. Because not everybody has that concept of good and evil that Christians do, and a lot of neo-pagans do. Now, I want to talk about neo-paganism and Wicca. Honestly, I think a lot of it is very weak and very watered down. Now, a lot of it, most of it stemmed from the Alexandrian and Gardnerian practices and traditions, which were derived from traditional witchcraft. Now, witchcraft in Wicca, I'm pretty sure most of you have seen a bunch of videos where there are a lot of people trying to talk about the differences between Wicca and witchcraft, and they're not the same thing. I feel personally that the man-made religion Wicca is basically a bunch of other spiritualities or spiritual paths, religions that are not Christian. In order for them to stand out, they're picking and choosing all these different aspects and sides that aren't Christian in order to stand out from away from Christianity, basically. And they throw in all kinds of shit. Buddhism, this whole neo-paganism movement, even some Islamic traditions, some Taoism, just all this shit just kind of congealed to one, religion called Wicca, which isn't a fucking religion, alright? It's a spiritual path of different religions, alright? You can call it a religion as much as you want, but it's not a real religion in my eyes. So if you get mad, oh the fuck well, I'm pretty sure you'll get over it. What else? Let's see. There's this misconception that a lot of that all Luciferians and all Satanists are fucking evil, and they want to sacrifice babies and drink their blood. And I'm not gonna lie, there are some crazy fucking people out there that do worship an entity called Satan, and they live in secret, and they do that shit, right? So I'm not gonna lie, but we're not all like that, okay? On a spiritual aspect of it, we're far from that. Though we don't have the same concept of good and evil as Christian religions have, and even neo-paganism religions have, we are totally different in the sense that we do have a light side and we do have a dark side, that is totally separate from those concepts. And it's all about what's light and what's dark for yourself and for the individual. Satanism and Luciferianism, it's a very selfish philosophy. I don't necessarily want to call it a religion. It's more of a spiritual path. And that's one thing I want to talk about is spirituality and religion. Spirituality and religion are two different things, okay? They're not the same thing, but they coexist together. There are a lot of religious people out there, mainly, religious Christian freaks who are religious to the bone, but they have no ounce of spirituality in them whatsoever, because to them, it's about feeding the ego, which is cool. That's a lot of what Satanism is about, and Luciferianism is feeding your own ego and being the best of who you are to the best of your ability without giving a fuck what other people think about. Some principles I follow are especially when it comes to matters of the heart and love. I don't love everybody because I don't fucking know everybody, alright? And I don't have to love everybody. But the people I do love, I give them all of me, my whole heart, because they deserve it. And there are a lot of people I love. I know them, and I'm not just going to give my love to anybody, especially if I don't know you. If I feel some kind of hatred towards somebody, then I'm going to feel it, and I'm not going to suppress that. That's part of my humanistic being. I'm a very human person. And when I love somebody, I will love them completely. People make mistakes. People fuck up all the time. That's part of learning. And when it comes to darkness and black magic per se, I do practice it and I do it well. That's just what I'm into, and I like it. But I also practice a lot of light work too. I try to stay true to myself as possible, and sometimes my viewpoints and the way I live my life doesn't fit well with others, but I don't live for anybody else except myself and my loved ones. So suck it.